to use guides. Today we are looking at how to use Musharna. Sorry. Now looking at this, we've got a lot to work with. We've got 85 physical defense, 95 special defense, so automatically I see tank stats. We've got 107 special attack, which is very nice indeed, and then we got a monstrous 116 on the hit points. Now I think this is one of the first good non-starter Pokemon we've seen. But until now I've been having to scrape the bottom of the barrel for what I can get. For what I can get with the Pokemon before this, but this I just absolutely love it. So yeah, we are going to run this especially defensively. I think we want to do that. Okay, so what we do with this one, we run Focus Sash Forewarn. On switching, you're alerted to move with the highest power. And then you can also run this set with Synchronize. It doesn't matter, but reason I chose Forewarn over Synchronize because you're going to be running Magic Coat, which bounces back certain non-damaging moves, which does the same thing as the ability Magic Bounce, I suppose, which is I find something that's quite good. Anyway, so what you do is you first turn you yawn your opponent. You possibly proc your Focus Sash. Focus Sash simply is there to ensure you survive the first turn. But I think if you are willing to play a little risk and possibly know that your Bolt can let you survive, because it probably will, instead of running Focus Sash, you run Focus Band, which gives you a 10% chance to survive any hit. So you're going to survive 1 in 10 hits, and I think this is an item hugely underrated. I think Focus Band should be used lots more than it already is. But anyway, so this set gets walled out by Ghosts and Dark types, and that's all that walls this set out. You're a Magic Coat, Protect, Yawn, and Dream Eater. So you survive the first hit, you yawn. Now your opponent's either got to switch out or stay in. If they stay in, then then they get another hit on you, or they go for a hit on you. You go for Protect, and then you go Dream Eater, and you literally rip their dreams and eat them and consume half the health damage that was inflicted, although it can only be used on sleeping targets. So Yawn, you can use Hypnosis, but it's a lower accuracy, and I think Yawn just gives a little bit better dynamics to the game. So you've got to, your opponent's got to think, okay, if I switch, is he just going to use Yawn again, or if I do hit and I don't knock it out, how am I going to be able to deal with being asleep? So it just adds a bit of dynamics to the game, which I find quite nice. So number 2, Musharna. I quite like the look of the shiny for this one. So you run it with its hidden ability Telepathy. This is a double set. You run it with Life Orb, and they're not great EVs, I suppose. Let's do the damage calculator quickly. Okay, so going over that, we want about 180, sorry, 180, not 182. So we want 180 into the hit points. We want to max out the special attack, and then we want to put what we're missing into the defenses to even out the physical and special defense and still have hit point bulk, but not a huge amount. So you run it as a bulky Life Orb Pokemon. You could also run this as a Choice Specs, but being doubles, the diversity looked better at first, but with this being a bulky Pokemon, you can see why I initially thought Life Orb. No, being being doubles, you can see why I initially thought Life Orb. So you've got Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, and Psychic, which is some nice coverage. I won't deny it, but it could be better. You can have basically, this is an inversed Gardevoir set. So Gardevoir is really, really fast, but really frail. So you hit Gardevoir once, and Gardevoir is always going to be a 1 or 2 hit neutral KO, and it's almost always going to be a 1 hit and knockout on a super effective hit. Musharna, but Gardevoir is going to outspeed you, and if Gardevoir knocks you out with a super effective or non-super effective hit, then you're in trouble. Musharna's the inverse of that, so Musharna's got to, with its 29 abysmal speed, it's got to accept that it's very unlikely to outspeed anything. So Musharna has to accept that it's going to have to take the hit, bulk the hit, and then go through and deal a harder hit. I've mentioned this before, like, they're kind of like bulldozers, sort, bruisers, bulldozers, whatever. Anyways, right. They're like boxers, so they've got to be able to take a hit, and then they've got to be able to deal a larger one thingy. Okay, so the idea behind this set is simply for the sweaty, for the hacks and stuff. So you run Citrus Berry Synchronize, and then you switch this Musharna into a something like a Will-O-Wisp, or what's it called, a Toxic, or basically anything, a Freeze, well, not preferably, well, you could do a Freeze, it wouldn't be as effective on a Freeze though. So then Synchronize procs, does the same to your opponent, and then you heal Bell. And you heal yourself of it, and then you leave your opponent suffering from Toxic or from Will-O-Wisp, etc., etc. Then you Calm Mind for the defenses and special attack. And then you go in with Dazzling Gleam and Psychic, and you just deal as much damage as you can. So yeah, Musharna is a very diverse Pokemon. I didn't have much trouble doing the work on these sets. The EV spreads for this last one were a bit odd because it was just for the cheese, but you know, just for like the horrible little things that always come through to annoy you. But hey, that's all for today. Don't forget to, I don't know, watch the other videos, I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna see you for the next episode. Bye.